Hello, welcome, and namaste. This is Moksha Mukti Apollo. If you can hear him, uh, simply comment. You can hear him. Sometimes there's issue with the voice on this live voice on the Facebook. If you have no problem hearing, just simply comment. Simply ask him any questions about life relating to direct experience. And Moksha Mukti Self speaking regarding that. And if you have issue hearing the voice, if there is an issue with the voice, simply put a comment there. And this live session needs to start because the Facebook has the issue with the sound on the live. So any questions, comment, concerns, simply type it up and Moksha Mukti Self speak regarding that. And what is pointing you, the source or the light is already within you now in this ever perpetuating present moment. All you need to do is, all he is doing is pointing you to give your attention to the source now. If you can hear Moksha Mukti, if there's no sound issue, just simply comment yes or no. If you can't hear, just say no. Sharina Ray Stelik. Hello, Sharina. Thanks for joining. Namaste. If you can hear Moksha Mukti, simply type yes, you can hear me. Otherwise, if you have hearing Moksha Mukti, this live session has sound issue. If you have a sound issue, just say no, we cannot hear you. Then I appreciate it. And if you have any questions, comment, concerns, simply type it up. Serena writes, just wanted to send you a smile back at you. Blessings to you. Love what you're doing. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Serena. Thanks for your comment. Thanks for sharing your experience. Those of you just joined, this is Moksha Mukti Apollo speaking regarding your questions, comment, concern. Any questions, comment, concern, simply type it up on Moksha Mukti Self speaking regarding that. And Moksha Mukti is not lecturing you. Moksha Mukti is not teaching you anything. Moksha Mukti is not giving you a lecture. Moksha Mukti is not giving you a speech. He's simply pointing you to give your attention to the source that is available to you now. And the source is what you may call light, whatever you want to call that. The source is infinite. The source is omnipotent. The source is limitless. And the source is available to you now in this present moment. And all it requires is your attention. Now what is happening there is your thought is sucking up your attention. Thought is sucking up your attention. Thought is demanding your attention. Thought is exhausting you. You see. And what Moksha Mukti is pointing is to give you attention to the source. And any questions about happiness, sadness, anxiety, loneliness, depression, hatred, jealousy, anger, happiness, epiphany, anything and everything, simply type your questions, comment, concern, and Moksha Mukti Self speak regarding that. Those of you just joined, this is Moksha Mukti Apollo. Simply pointing you to give your attention to the source that is available to you now in this present moment. The source, you may call it light, whatever you want to call it, is infinite, limitless, timeless, spaceless, yet everything happens in there. It is observing your thoughts, appearing and disappearing in your consciousness, appearing and disappearing in your source, now in this present moment, not in the past, not in the future, but now in the present moment, and that is available to you right now, and it only requires your attention. Simply requires your attention. So any questions, comment, concerns, simply type it up and Moksha Mukti shall speak regarding that. And if you can hear Moksha Mukti, say you can hear. Because this live session, in the previous sessions, there was issues with the voice. So I'm speaking, then it's coming like, monster is speaking or something. But if there's no issue, if you can hear me, just simply type up, you can hear me. I would appreciate it. Serena Ray writes back, yes, you can hear. All right, appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Serena. Thanks for giving the feedback. So now I can go further. Otherwise, I would have to end this live session, right? Start another one. And this has happened to Moksha Mukti many times. So those of you just joined, Namaste. This is Moksha Mukti Apollo. Simply type your questions, comment, concern about life. Anything regarding, your happiness, sadness, anxiety, depression, loneliness, fear, anger, jealousy, hatred, etc., about life from a direct experience. Terry Lynn Shana writes, hello Terry Lynn Shana, thanks for joining, namaste. And she writes, hi Moksha, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Terry Lynn. Thanks for joining. Thanks for commenting. Those of you who just joined, namaste. This is Moksha Mukti Apollo. Simply type your questions, comment, concern, and Moksha Mukti shall speaking regarding that. And what Moksha Mukti is doing is simple. He is pointing you to give you attention to the source. Source, you may call it light. Source has no name. Source has no form. Source is infinity. Source is limitless. Source is available to you now. Everything happens in the source. All the thought, everything. Your mind, body appears in the source, it disappears in the source. Here and now in the present moment. Not in the past, not in the future. Here and now in the present moment. Everything is available to you. It simply requires your attention. Jackie Bilalo, hello Jackie, namaste, thanks for joining. She writes, very nice to meet you, although the image appears to be stuck. Yeah, sometimes it gets stuck. This is live feeding. Sometimes it's stuck from this end, from this end, from my live feeding, or it could be from your end, So this is all new technology. There are some glitches. So it is what it is. Melanie Squarkett writes, well, Melanie, thanks for joining. Namaste. She writes, hello, this is pretty cool. Never saw that before. Well, Moksha Mukti is quite a bit here on a group called Namaste. Namaste group. He goes there quite often. And he has also shared some of the recording from a live session from Namaste in this group. So you may have seen him here. So if not, nice to meet you. Glad you joined. Thanks for commenting. Susie Herbs Christensen. Hello, Susie. Thanks for joining. Namaste. And she writes, hi, Moksha. Nice to meet you. How do I connect with my inner child? Well, inner child, source, whatever you want to call it, Moksha Mukti calls it source. Some people may call it light. But what Moksha Mukti is pointing is the source is infinite. It is formless. It is limitless. It is ever-pervading. It is here and now. It is available to you. It simply it requires your attention. No more, no less. Because now what is happening there is your thought is sucking up your attention. Thought is exhausting you. Thought is taking all the attention, because that is the nature of the thought. Thought is powerful, and it is not your thought. Thought is comprehensive thought. You see, it's given to you, it's conditioned upon you, and you're thinking all that, and it is powerful, and it sucks up your attention. Now, what Moksha Mukti is pointing, even for 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, give your attention to the source here and now that is available to you. Stephanie Lightworker. Hello, Stephanie. Namaste. Thanks for joining. She writes Namaste. Namaste. Melanie Squarket writes, I would like to know something about my life purpose. Thank you. Well, Melanie, Moksha Mukti can point you, but let's go have a discussion. And together, Moksha Mukti can point you. And this is not so much discussion, but working together. So what do you mean by purpose? What do you think is the purpose? Right? And that speaking about the purpose, there is a purpose actually. There is no purpose in the source. There is no purpose in the reality. Purpose is created by the comprehensive collected mind. You see, that mind is a conditioned mind imposed upon you by your society. And in that there is a purpose, only to function in the society. And we can go deeper, if you start making comments, and we can take it deeper. Then Hope Robin Parks says, Namaste, I am. Yes, Hope, Namaste. Thanks for joining. Thanks for making your comments. Arlene Halima Mayers. Hello, Arlene. Thanks for joining. Namaste. And see, Arlene writes, hi, everyone. Love and light. There's mosquitoes here. I'm outside and I can see mosquitoes. Oh yeah, mosquitoes here. Hope Robin Parks writes, my past life, ? So Hope, are you asking Moksha Mukti to tell you about your past life? Actually, he's not. There's a mosquito right here. He's not really interested into speaking about your past life, because what's that got to do with you now, in your present moment? What's that got to do with your life now? What about your life? Let's talk about your life now, in the present moment. Past is already gone. What we have is the present. This is here and now. See what is happening here now. Let's talk about that. Stephanie writes, I want to know a little on Krishna consciousness. Moksha Mukti is not here to talk about Krishna consciousness or any God consciousness. Well, he's simply here to talk about life, your direct experience. You see. Jenny Shea, Namaste Jenny, thanks for joining. Namaste. And she writes, Namaste, your smile warms my heart today. Talk to me about my reluctance to allow friends into my life. Although I am a giver of light and lover of hearts, when a person shows their demon ways, either directly or indirectly to me, I bolt and cut contact. Mentally is to avoid hurt and abuse again. Certainly, Jenny, what that is stemming from your thought. You see, everything is stemming from the thought. You see, when you give attention to the thought says, this is bad, this is good, this is right, this is wrong. In duality, this is all happening from the thought level, right? But what Moksha Mukti is pointing you to give your attention to the source. In the source, it knows how to direct you. It knows how to choose your friend. You see, it knows how to be close to someone. It knows how to draw a line. It knows how to get involved with anything. It knows how to, it knows everything there is to know. You see. And all the demon that you talk about, all this is arising from the fear. There is a fear in you, and that is natural to be fear. In the physiological level, the fear is there, right? But what is happening is that there's a mosquito here trying to bite me. And you see, there's no really important, humans are not much any more important than the mosquito that is coming to bite, you see, in the source level, because everything is appearing and disappearing, that is in the source. But what is there is you're consumed by your thought, right? Thought is demanding all the attention, and thought is doing that is creating a fear. The fear is there. It's a physiological. Just like the heart is there, heart is beating. That you cannot get rid of it. And the fear, you cannot get rid of your body. So that is there in your body. However, what is doing, what Moksha Mukti calls the mushroom effect, right? In the stem level, the fear is physiological fear that you can tolerate, that you can handle. But what is happening in the thought level, when it goes to the thinking, it creates the mushroom effect, big head. And that, what Moksha Mukti points out, is illusion, and that is causing you to be fearful, and that is causing you to be defensive. You see, if the source knows when to be close to someone, when not to be close to someone, so you don't even need to think about it. You see. So all right, trying to. Sharina writes, can you speak of soul contacts with self? If there is a reason we keep certain things hidden from our awareness between the veils, is it similar to how Earth's hidden tools emerge as humanity is ready? Do we protect ourselves from ourselves this way and wait to show the whole only when we are? No, Sharina. So what is happening there is, see, all of this are, what you wrote is created by the thought. And basically thought is imagining. And those are imagination, right? And thought, we need to have thought. We need to have this functionality. We need to have this mechanism to function in the society. But in the reality, what is happening is that, you see, that it is just the imagination. Thought is imagining. There is a soul, thought is imagining, all that. And there is no way. No. There is no way. There is no way mind can know, thought can know what is there, what Moksha Mukti is pointing. Some people may call it soul, but Moksha Mukti is not calling soul. He is simply calling source. And sometimes he refers to that as a quantum plexus, right? Because the quantum is so far the smallest object scientists have identified, you see. So that's why Moksha Mukti calls quantum plexus, you see. And that quantum plexus, everything is available there. Everything appears and disappears in there, yet it seems small, like the Big Bang. A point happened and Big Bang, all this universe is created. Single source within you, everything appears and disappears, and he is simply pointing you to give your attention to that here and now. And by giving attention to that, you see, all the thought appears and disappears, you are not attached to the thought. And then you are not in imagination, you are here now in the present moment, here and now, you see. And there is no need to hide anything, there is no need to put a veil in anything, you see. This is, and it is what it is. But the veil and all the thing, all the line, all these things are created by the thought. There is no past. Well, past, present, and future is happening simultaneously. See, humans are taught to think linearly. In the linear thinking, there's a past, there's a present, and there's a future. You see, past happened before, present is happening now, and there's a future, right? That's a linear thinking. You see, that is how humans are conditioned, that is how humans are taught. But in the reality, thought is dynamic, everything is happening dynamic, everything is happening simultaneously. Past, present, and future is happening simultaneously. Even past is happening now, future is happening now. Only thing you really know is about the future, the present moment. You see, you know something about the past, that is imagination. You know something about the future, that is anticipation, that's also imagination. You only know about the present moment. You can see, you can hear, you can taste, you can smell, you can sense. All five, you can see. So all five senses are used to see, experience what is happening in the present moment, experience the reality now in the present moment. The mind can never know the reality. It only, something there in you, it just experiences that. Jackie Bailey writes, did I already talk to Jackie? If not, namaste, Jackie. I see the future in my dreams. Why is always regarding sickness and death? What are your thoughts on this piece? So perhaps, Jackie, see, we need to go a little deeper, go on the one-on-one to kind of dig down to see what is happening there in your consciousness, in your subconscious, conscious, or in your um, functionality. But it seems like that you are fearful. There's a fear is creating that. The fear, right? The fear is already there in the body. That is natural to have a fear in the body, right? But the thought is making it more fearful for you. Thought is creating more fear for you. And because of that, maybe you're seeing that. Sickness, death, because that is coming from the fear. So, Moksha Mukti is simply pointing you to give you attention to the source. See, when you give attention to thought, thought is doing all that. Thought creates fear in you. Thought imagines about the future. But what Moksha Mukti is pointing, simply be here and now, in the present moment. And everything falls off. You see, all of those imagination falls off. Stephanie Lightwalker, okay, how to know the name of my divine soul? Stephanie, why do you want to know about the divine soul? What's the name got to do with your direct experience? Experience that. See that. Recognize that. Why do you need to label it? Why do you need to give yourself name? There is no name. The source doesn't have any name, doesn't have a form. It's infinite. It's limitless. It's ever-pervading. Why do you want to give a name? Why do you want to limit yourself to that? See, the name, the moment you give a natural name, you are limiting the source to limited, versus what there is infinite, limitless. Jenny Shea, thank you, Moksha, for your thoughts. Much appreciate your time, my friend. You're welcome, Jenny. I don't know why you're thanking me, but you're welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for sharing a comment. You're welcome. And there is a name here I can't pronounce. It's written in different language, but that name says hi. Hi. Maria Trevena. Hello, Maria. Thanks for joining. Namaste. And Maria writes, are the twin flames the original seeds? Moksha Mukti is not here to talk about twin flames, original seeds, that or the other. What is here to talk about the experience, direct experience of your life that you have. See, the twin seed, this seed is all imagination. What exists here and now is the present moment. What is happening now is the present moment. And what is pointing you, there's a source within you that knows there is to know. And thought tries to know that. Thought tries to understand that. And tries to give labels. It labels, it gives you identification, and gives you name. That's what thought is doing. But the source knows everything there is to know. And I don't know what language is that. There is a... this person right here looks like a Paul. So, right? So, should we think of the present and forget the future? No, Moksha Mukti is not saying that. To function in the society, there's a future, there's a past, and there's a present. Right? It's a linear thinking. And many things is happening in that form, in that realm. So, in there is a future based on the present moment and the past. But what Moksha Mukti is pointing, you give your attention to the present moment. You can think about, you can plan about the future here and now, not just go jump in the future. You see, not get anticipated by the future, because future is not there yet. What you know about is the present moment. You can talk about the future, you can plan about the future, but be here and now in the present moment. That's what he's pointing out. Arlene Halima Myers, hello, Arlene. The little girl, she writes, the little girl around, is she my child waiting to be born? Well, that's also, again, is imagination. See, who knows? Who knows? People may pretend to know, but no one knows. You see, everything is dynamically happening. Everything is a dance of quantum. Universe is dancing, all this creating. And the mind tries to know, mind will never know. And what's that got to do with the direct experience? Just be here now, experience this moment, what is happening. Marina Trevena writes, are they the beginning of the 144,000 coming back now? Maria, Moksha Mukti is not here to talk about 144,000, 150,000, 160,000. Those are just imagination, imagined by someone. You know, who cares? What's that got to do with the direct experience here and now that is happening? Donna Louise Burton says love. Love right back at you, Donna. Jackie Bilelo, hello Jackie. Did you already join? If not, namaste. Jackie writes, oh, I see you already joined. He says, thank you. Fear makes sense. Yeah, Jackie, the fear is like a heartbeat. You see, it is there in the body. It's a physiological energy. It is there to protect you from the danger. You see, when there is a danger, the fear kicks in and it protects you, either to fight with the predator, fight with the whatever is attacking you if there's attack, or take cover, or hide or run, or do something to protect you from the danger. Even lightning strikes, then when there's a thunderstorm, you hide somewhere. You see, the fear kicks in and it protects you. But what is happening in the most humans is that the thought kicks in and thought exaggerates, making like a mushroom effect, big ball. And that is 90% of your fear. That is illusion, that is false. But the fear is real. 10% of fear, you can handle it. Donna Louise Burton, there is only the present. No attachments to names, objects, or thoughts. Be completely in the present moment. That's all there is. Thank you. Well, what is happening now is the present moment, right? That you can really know about the present moment. But what is happening now is past, present, and future is happening simultaneously now in the present moment. Then this friend writes, I can make out as a Paul or something. I'm not sure what language is that. Greek, Russian, perhaps Greek, so it's like a theta and a sigma. So that person writes, so you're saying that there is no future, past, and present. How can we remind ourselves to live and experience the now? And by the way, my name is Rami from Sudan. Okay. I'm not saying there is no future, past, and present. What I'm saying is everything is happening now in the present moment. Past is the imagination of what happened, and future is again imagination or anticipation of what is going to happen. But in the reality, everything is happening now simultaneously. Only thing you really know about is the future. The present moment, here and now. You see, and Moksha Mukti is pointing you to be here and now and give you attention to that source. You may call that light, soul, whatever you want to call it. Moksha Mukti calls the source or quantum plexus. That is available to you now. Moksha Mukti really doesn't want to give any name because that is that is happening. Now everything appears and disappears. It is a timeless, spaceless, formless, limitless, infinity, ever-pervading. You see, and everything appears and disappears. It is small, yet it is big. You see, but Moksha Mukti called quantum because it's so small. You neglect it. It seems negligible. It seems weak. It seems powerless. It seems nothing. Therefore, you don't want to give attention to that because thought seems powerful. Thought is doing everything. Thought is putting man on the moon. Thought is putting a rover on the Mars. Thought is putting other rovers on Jupiter. It's creating all this spectacular activities. So you think that thought is powerful and it demands attention. So what Moksha Mukti is pointing you simply for a few seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds, give your attention. He's pointing you to give your attention to the source, to be here and now. So Rami, I got it. Abby, oh, there's lots of mosquito here, man. I may have to change the venue. A lot of mosquito come to bite here. I'm outside here, so see if I can go inside and maybe go different place and do the talk because there are a lot of mosquitoes here. Okay, so I'm walking here, just trying to avoid the mosquito. Abby writes, how do I know I am where I should be in life? Again, Abby, that's a good question. That is stemming from your thoughts, and thought is asking that questions, and that thought is asking that question to function in the society. You see, function in the society. You are fine exactly where you are. You see, but the thought is, saying all that. Thought is, saying, do I know I am right? I'm, where am I going? Am I taking the right path? Am I making the right decision? Those are all stemming from the thought. You see, and thought, you can think many things, and it'll drive you in a circle, and circle, circle, circle. But what Moksha Mukti is pointing you to, give you attention to the source here and now, be in the present moment, and that's all he's doing. He's not lecturing you anything. He's not teaching you anything. He's not giving you speech. He's not telling you what to do. He's simply pointing you to something that you already have within you now. That something is, you are connected to that. Everyone is connected to that. There is no separateness between that source and you. You are always connected to that. The separation that you perceive through the mind is the perception that you perceive because of the mental mechanism that you have in your mind. Alicia Rose writes, hello Alicia, thanks for joining, namaste. I'm doing namaste like this because I'm holding a phone with my one hand. Hello from Washington, stay blessed. You too. Maria writes, excuse me, imagination is our reality. No, Maria, imagination is not your reality. Imagination is created your reality, not the actual reality. Imagination has made your reality. And those are all imagination, those are false. Yet, it is acceptable in the society as long as it's collective. You see, the collective knowledge. You see, even those are imagination. Donna Lewis Burton, the past is the past, thoughts don't live there. The future is an illusion, why do you attach the worry? The present moment is all there is, nothing to attach to it in the present. The source is always leading us to the moment. Take your attention to the heart. Well, Donna, thanks for your comment, but that's not what Moksha Mukti is saying. That's not what Moksha Mukti is pointing. Moksha Mukti is pointing, it's not necessarily to the heart. What is happening there in the source is even heart, mind, body, everything is appearing. Not necessarily only heart. Heart, body, mind, everything is appearing in there, and it just simply requires your attention. Maria writes, that's what it has to do with it. Melanie writes, all I know right now is that my present moment sucks. Your thought is saying that, Melanie. Your present moment never sucks. Present moment is always healthy, always happy. You are already magnificent. You are already perfect. There is no sucking in the present moment. The only thing that is sucking, your thought is telling you that. Give your attention to the thanks for joining. Namaste, Ivan. So Ivan writes, why do some people get more sadness than the other? Ivan, that is again stemming from the thought. You see, 90% of the thought is fascist, 90% of thought is cruel, 90% of thought is negative. So when you give attention to the source thought, when you give attention to thought too much, when the thought is sucking your attention, and that's what is creating you sad, creating you unhappy, creating you anxious, making you lonely, making you angry, making you hateful. All that is creating by the thought. What Moksha Mukti is pointing, you don't give attention to the thought so much. Even for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, give your attention to the source here and now in the present moment, and all those false attachment to thought falls off, and your sadness disappears, because the sadness, you see, is exaggerated by the mind, exaggerated by the thought. Hope writes, explain seeing a overwhelming white light in your eyes, not once but twice, but there are different times, inside and also outside surrounding. Well, that's imagination. Hope. You can imagine light appearing, this appearing, it could be chemical in the body. What's that got to do with your direct experience in life? You see the light, Christian writes, hey, hello Christian, thanks for joining. Namaste, Siraj. Hey Christian. Namaste. Maria writes, we know we in the moment, what else do you have to share? Nothing, Maria. Moksha Mukti is simply you to pointing your attention to the source. If you're recognizing the source, experiencing the source, there is no need to say anything. However, the source expresses itself out, and that's Moksha Mukti's expression. Marina writes, who are you channeling? Moksha Mukti is not channeling anything. Moksha Mukti is simply expressing the expression of the existent. It is dynamically happening, dynamically expressing. And Moksha Mukti does not read any books. Moksha Mukti does not listen to anyone. Simply this is happening through the source. Simply this is happening. And this, what Moksha Mukti is pointing out, you already have that available in you. See what Moksha Mukti is saying, it's coming from the source. That source is saying, and what Moksha Mukti is pointing, that source and this source is the same source. There is no difference. Only the separateness that you perceive is separate by the mind. You see. Melanie writes, give my attention to what? The video got interrupted. Give your attention to that is observing everything. That is observing your thought. Your thoughts are appearing and disappearing. Everything happening outward. Give your attention to that. That is observing everything. You see, it is observing your heart, mind, body, anything and everything. That is observing. And everything appears and disappears in it. And simply give attention to that. You see, and it requires effort. Ivan writes, thank you. You're welcome, Ivan. Sarah, hello Sarah, thanks for joining. Namaste. And Sarah writes, love and happiness to you. Same to you. Bless you. Linda Wentworth Tenter, hello Linda, thanks for joining. Namaste. Writes, hi there from Toronto. Anxiety in the middle core. Linda, the anxiety is stemming from a thought. What Moksha Mukti is pointing is to give you attention to the source. The thought, the anxiety is a chemical process that is in the body, that is natural, that is 10% of that, and that is like what Moksha Mukti points out, the stem effect. The stem, 10%, the body can handle it, you can handle it, but it exaggerates, mind exaggerates, and it becomes unbearable for you. It becomes tolerated for you because mind is exaggerating, because that is the nature of the thought. Thought likes to do that. However, he's simply pointing you to give your attention to the source, and in there, when there is a recognition, then that anxiety will fall off. 90% of it will fall off. This illusion, that is psychological anxiety, will fall off, right? Simply requires your attention, simply requires your effort. And Moksha Mukti says possibility to dissolve that. There's a possibility because there are many of you here, been here, I don't know how many have been here. Out of that, maybe only 4 or 5 people actually give attention to the source and experience that. And all of you just put your attention to the thought, and by thinking, you think you experience the source. No, that is not the experience the source. That is just the thinking of the source, imagining of the source. So there's a difference between imagining and actually experiencing. Stephanie writes, thank you for your wisdom, brother. May the universal love and light energy flows within your own universe. Thank you. You're welcome, Stephanie. It is flowing. You see, you don't. No need to put words, but thank you for your words. It is always flowing. It is always there. It is there within you now also. Bonnie West Connolly, hello Bonnie. Thanks for joining. Namaste. And she writes, I am in extreme pain and having difficulty. My present is grim and my future looks the same way. I'm confused as to you're trying to say and how it can help me and others. Bonnie, if some help. Bonnie, if you are in too much pain, seek some help. Maybe take a painkiller or go see a doctor. Take care of that. But what Moksha Mukti is pointing, the majority of a pain is stemming from your thought. That's why you're confused. You're confused because you're trying to understand from the thought. He's simply pointing you to give you attention. Attention to the source. In the source, when you recognize the source, your pain will dissolve because 90% of the pain is actually coming from your thought. You see? And he's not telling you anything. He's not giving you a recommendation. Moksha Mukti is not a doctor. He's simply pointing you to give your attention to the source here and now. Linda Wordsworth, right? Thank you. You're welcome, Linda. Namaste. Namaste. I got to do namaste with my one hand. Other hand, I'm holding the phone. I'm going to take a little walk, do a little exercise at the same time. And what is happening here is simply the expression of existence that is expressing itself. And what Moksha Mukti is happening to him is a natural meditation. It's a natural meditation that is happening on his own. Bani writes, my back is broken and my heart doesn't have much to do with it. Pain meds are horrible. Bani, certainly I'm not denying your pain. There's a pain that is there. I get it. And if it's too much bearable pain, certainly he recommends you go to a doctor. He's not denying in that. What he's saying is that 90% of the pain, there's a pain in physiological body, I'm not denying that, is there. But what he's saying is that 90% of the pain is stemming from the thought. So he's pointing you to give your attention to the source that is happening now, that is available to you now. Just put a little effort, and when you come to the source, it's like when you recognize the source, it's like almost like a meditative state, natural state. And in there, there's a possibility for you to get rid of your psychological pain. And the 10% of physiological pain, you can bear it in most of the time. But sometimes, certainly, you need to take a painkiller, you need to see a doctor. Those things are necessary. But even that 90%, 10%, 90% of your pain is stemming from the thought. Your thought is maybe creating fear. You see, there's a fear in there. What will happen to me? You're thinking all these things, and that is creating fear in you. Actually, that is creating, exaggerating fear, your fear in you, just like mushroom effect. Remember, the stem, the reality, physiological level is there, but the 90% is like a mushroom, it's created by the mind. Terry Lynn Shana, hello Terry Lynn, namaste. She writes, so are you saying SLE, lupus, is in the mind? Not sure what you mean by lupus or SLE, Terry Lynn. But what Moksha Mukti is saying is that the physiological level, there's a pain, there's a suffering, there's anxiety, there's a hatred, there's jealousy, there's a love, there's a anything and everything, loneliness. You see, those are in the physiological level that is present, that is natural, that are physiological chemical process. It is there in the body. He's not denying that. What he's denying is that those whatever in the body is exaggerated by the mind. When the mind exaggerates, then it becomes mushroom effect. That is what Moksha Mukti is pointing out, because all of them, then it becomes psychological. See, then there's a psychological pain that is unbearable. You see, making you unbearable. You see, and he's pointing you, simply pointing you to give your attention to the source. The source is observing everything. He's observing your source, is observing your pain. Source is observing your thoughts. Source is observing everything and everything. And you'd be surprised that there is a possibility for you to experience the pain like a sensation. The pain becomes sensation, not the pain. But Moksha Mukti is saying possibility, because it all depends on your effort giving attention. If there is no attention to the source, then there is no possibility. Because most of the time, what is happening to humans, when Moksha Mukti is saying, well, give your attention, they are putting their attention to the thought. And thought goes to attention, and you're at the same place where you started from. So I only got a few minutes left, so any questions, comments, concerns, simply type it up. And when this session ends, there are more comments after the live sessions. Moksha Mukti shall speak about this tomorrow or a different occasion. So right now he only has a few minutes. Any questions, comments, concerns, type it up. Again, thanks for joining. Namaste. I'm doing a little walking here, while I'm talking like this. It's a little exercise. Even walking, there is a meditation. You see, walking, there is a meditation. Walking is meditation for a Moksha Mukti. Talking, speaking, anything, everything is just observing everything. And this is happening naturally. And he's not recommending any artificial meditation, but if he helps your pain, everything, do meditation. Do yoga, if you can. Do other things, but he's not recommending any of that. What is happening is simply happening naturally. And, simply pointing you to give your attention to the source here and now in the present moment. I was talking to Terry, but not clear about what SLE or lupus you're talking about. Is that some sort of disease? What is that? Airplane passing by. There's an airplane passing. Every time there's an airplane passing by, Moksha Mukti like to say, have a nice journey. I don't know who those people are, but automatically, something in the head says, have a nice journey, have a safe travel. You see, because Moksha Mukti is thinking 90% of the time, he's thinking well-being of the universe, well-being of the existence. You see, well-being of everyone. So no more questions, comment, concern. Moksha Mukti's got to take off in a few minutes. So if there are any more comments after the live session ends, Moksha Mukti shall speak regarding that in different occasion, either tomorrow or day after tomorrow, when he comes live next time. Those of you who just joined, thank you for joining. Thank you for all your comments. Some of you are giving love, live appreciation, which is all appreciated. That's all Moksha Mukti is going to speak today. Thanks for joining. Thanks for listening. Namaste.